I'm back! I said that I was back, but it was the wrong way, so now I'm back. Take that, internet. Can't tell if this annoys or, like, makes Diego laugh, but either way, it's funny for me. Ah, spinning, spinning. They're talking really fast and Diego's looking angry. He's looking really angry.
That's an angry look.
More like disappointed, but whatever. Fake earthquake!
So that was Max again. Don't worry, he's not going to be doing the entire video. But to offset that, I'm going to tell you guys the story of the floppy disks. The song of the week is Beautiful Gas Mask by the Mountain Goats. Before we start, I'm going to do the art assignment for this week. That haiku had a jam in. The latest art assignment was The One That Got Away. The One That Got Away. And it involves calling a number and giving a message to the one that got away. And so I thought I would do that right now, because the art assignments are always fun and like thought-provoking and stuff. So I just wrote a thing, and I'm going to call the number, and I put the thing on, like, as you can see, it's higher elevation, because I have a tendency to wander when I talk on the phone. So I'm gonna probably wander. Back then, going to a different school was like going to a different world. But even when I got to middle school and then high school, and I met people who went to where you went, I never asked. I really remember when it was anymore. I can't remember even if I knew you for 2 months or for 2 years, just that I had resolved that I liked you in that elementary school sense 2 weeks before you left. Maybe one day I'll ask. But for now, all I can say, goodbye. Shaking a little. I didn't think I wandered as much as I usually do on the phone because I had an actual script to read. Yeah. Any tremble you heard in my voice was not, and still here. I still hear my voice trembling. That is not fake or anything like that. Part of it is I hate talking on the phone. That's not a thing that I do. And also, trying to remember way back when and those very pure elementary school feelings is weird. You may have also noticed that just in introducing what I was going to be doing, I was more like hesitant and soft-spoken and stuff. And that's because even just while writing out what I was going to do, that started having me actually think about it, which also caused a bit of the trembliness and woobly-wooblies. The woobly-wooblies. They should always be called the woobly-wooblies. It feels all woobly-woobly. So I'm gonna call it the woobly-wooblies now. Back to the floppies. Back to the discs. I have here a case, and in this case are floppy disks. So called because, as I discovered, they do in fact have floppy disks. Maybe 2 years ago, a friend of mine, Zach Kemmeries, he does awesome music stuff, I'll put links to that in the doobly-doo, was selling these old floppy disks for $0.25 a piece. And I bought 3, because I had 3 quarters. And that's how money works. Why was he selling them? Because my school is weird. Suddenly I had 3 floppy disks, and I'm not gonna use these. It's like the most hipster thing to have. So I had them sitting down on my desk. Then I had a drink, and there was no space on my desk. So I put it down on the floppy disk, and I discovered, wait a second, these are plastic and useless. They make good coasters. As you can see, oh, there are circle marks from where I used it as a coaster, because they make good coasters. I'm rambling because I don't have a script. Week 40, nothing. So I found these make good coasters, but I only had 3 of them, so if I have, like, an amalgam of guests over, only 3 of them could have good coasters. Everyone else just has to hold them. I thought to myself, oh, I'll just get more from this Zach guy. I don't call him that Zach guy. That's a weird thing to call a friend. So the next time I saw him, I said, hey, Zach, are you still selling those floppy disks? And he's like, no, I'm not selling them. I'm giving him away. So I got this whole box. And then I opened the box and I said to myself, why does this say Swag King Kong? I'm just gonna hold this up for a second to let it sink in, and so I can hope that this can be the thumbnail. Yeah. You can see the circle marks a lot more clearly on this one, because this one is a favorite among people. Wait, among people? As opposed to, like, among robots? What was I trying to say? Zach responded with, oh, that was a blank floppy disk, so I decided to write something on it. So of course, he decided to write Swag King Kong. And I think the real question here is, if you were presented with the opportunity to write something on a blank floppy disk, anything you wanted, would it be Swag King Kong? I'm still not sure whether or not that was a good move. So yeah, I got my Swag King Kong and my King Kong. That noise was my obnoxiously loud and creaky chair. So that's the story of how I got all of the floppy disks left in the entire world. Yeah, it's really not as exciting as I was making it out to be. But I hope the rest of the video was exciting enough for you. If not, here's some more Max. Max is constantly spinning.
Now I'm dizzy.